My Scorpio friends, welcome to your April 2026 month ahead astrology forecast. For you, the month of April is going to feel like this sacred reset of your body, of boundaries, and of power for you. April is not going to be loud for you in obvious ways, but it's going to be about being disciplined and focused and strategic. And beneath that strategy is going to come the inner transformation for you. This is a month where you are going to reorganize your daily life. You're going to recalibrate your boundaries, whether they are physical or energetic, and you're going to begin to rewrite your relationships with power. Not in this dynamic fashion, but through conscious structure. And it begins with what is hidden. And so I want to start off with April 1st. You're going to have a full moon, and this is in your 12th house. The 12th house is the house of secrets and things that are hidden behind the scenes. And full moons, they reveal, they bring us culminations and closures and endings. This is the house of karma. Now, it opens up with the full moon, and it is in a harmonious aspect with Pluto at the lowest part of your chart. Your 4th house is your home, your family, your foundation. And so having a full moon start off the month, this is the area of subconscious for you. It's about closure. It's about rest, recovery, and healing, and spiritual integration for you. There's something that's going on behind the scenes that finally reaches a completion. Now, this can be an emotional pattern. It can be a draining situation where you finally see what has been like taking of your energy. There can be a private resentment or a habit of overextending your time, your effort, your energy. For you, Libra energy, it seeks balance. It wants harmony. It rules over your 12th house. And in the 12th house, the balance, it requires some kind of a release. And so you might feel more reflective than usual, like wanting to pull back, definitely paying attention to dreams because they can be more vivid, receiving the messages, the downloads, the information, and possibly even creating this opportunity to connect to ancestors or guides, or wanting to have or receive those messages. This is also the 12th house is where we crave solitude, so we can tune into what does our mind, our body, our spirit need. Having this harmonious aspect with Pluto and Aquarius, this is supporting your home sector, the bottom of your chart, your emotional foundations, and this is the deep internal work. There is something that is rooted within your past, your ancestors, your possibly family dynamics, or early emotional conditioning. This is like the 4th house is literally the parents, the grandparents, the great-grandparents. It's your ancestry. And so now there's something that's ready to be transformed. Maybe you finally see a pattern clearly, and clarity of how can I dissolve this attachment? How can I cut or sever or remove myself from this? Ask yourself, what am I ready to release quietly without announcing it to everybody else? This is a private moment for you. Now, because you're preparing for this powerful external reset later this month, this is tuning in to say, what can I shed to move forward with? Now, as we move forward, so the beginning of the month, you are like purging, you're letting go, and then we move towards April 9th. Now, on April 9th, we have Mars now entering into this stellium that is sitting opposite of the full moon. And so this is a lot of Aries energy. Mars entering into your 6th house, joining this stellium, it brings this sharp focal point to concentrating on mind, body, spirit, alternative healthcare, healing practices, and modalities. And so for you, it's activating your day-to-day routines, your work, your service, your health, your discipline, all of your systems, and who supports you, as in a counselor, a mentor, or a guide. Because of the stellium of Sun and Saturn and Neptune and Chiron, this is structured fire. Aries is the match, and all of these planets are bringing their matches together. And so Mars in the sixth gives you drive to reorganize your life. Maybe you feel motivated to overhaul your schedule or improve your health in some way, implement new routines. This could be you taking maybe a decisive action in your work environment. This is about productivity for you. And Saturn here says whatever we start, it has to have sustainability. Neptune is here to dissolve, and so this will be dissolving any unhealthy work habits or martyrdom tendencies. Chiron, the wounded healer, it reveals to us those wounds around overworking, perfectionism, feeling unappreciated or unvalued for your acts of service. Mars here, it brings the courage to make changes. If something in your daily life has just felt draining, this is going to be the month that you're going to fix it. If your body has been asking for more attention, this is the time that you're going to need to listen. This is tuning into mind, body, spirit and saying, where am I out of alignment and how can I align better? And so you are not here to burn out in the name of just proving yourself to everybody and everything. You are here to build a life that can support your long-term strength. The sixth house, it governs the systems that can help hold your power steady. As a Scorpio, power without structure, you know that it collapses. And so this is about you strengthening those foundations that support you in your everyday day-to-day life. Now, several days later, on the 17th, you're going to take this information and integrate it, and now you're going to have this beautiful new moon. Now, it's still in the same sign of Aries, and so this is your practical reset. New moons are when we plant our seeds, fresh starts, clean slates, new beginnings. And so this is a new moon that comes after the eclipses that you can intentionally build with. Set your intentions around daily structure for you. Health goals. This is about time management or professional boundaries or your workflow. Exercise, nutrition, vitamins, supplements. With Mercury here, planning matters. With Saturn here, commitment's going to matter. With Neptune here, compassion towards yourself. Like this is self-care, self-love. With Mars here, it's about you taking action. And with Chiron, it's about you healing. And so this is not about perfection by any stretch of the means. This is about empowerment through discipline. Ask yourself, what small daily change would dramatically improve my life over my lifetime? You might begin a new routine. You might establish firmer boundaries between home and work. You might delegate. You might streamline. Because, Scorpio, you understand that transformation has to take place. And you know that transformation, it begins with consistent action. Now, take this and we move it even further to the 23rd. On April 23rd, you're now going to have Venus in a conjunction with Uranus, and it's at 29 degrees. This is an anaretic degree that brings about finality. And so Venus in this conjunction is in your partnership sector. It's the opposite of you. So it's partnerships, contracts, personal, professional, collaborative. This represents significant others. There can be unexpected developments that come up within a relationship or a partnership. There can be a partner that could be having something going on with them or behave in a surprising new way. Uranus is electric. Think of it as a lightning bolt. There can be a new connection or partnership that enters your life. This could be with a client. There could be an existing dynamic that might demand freedom or flexibility on your part or the other person's. Look to stay grounded during this time. This is not necessarily disruption, but it comes about to create an evolution. Having Uranus in your 7th house has truly been reshaping all of your partnership patterns for the past 7 years. Now, Venus meets it here. It highlights love, it highlights values, it highlights harmony. And you might realize that you crave more autonomy within these relationships and partnerships. Or this could be about more authenticity. If something shifts suddenly, ask yourself, is this helping me to show up more honestly? Because partnerships should not restrict your growth, all of them should support you. There should be reciprocity here. Now, the very next day, we're going to have Venus enter into the sign of Gemini. So we have April 24th. Venus then takes this energy of the seed that's planted, moves it into your 8th house of shared resources. This is intimacy and depth and vulnerability. These conversations can swirl around money or investments, emotional transparency. This is the house of taboo topics and secrets and things that we don't normally share, and now you feel more open to discussing these complex topics. Maybe you feel more curious about psychological depth because this is wanting to understand the why. More willing to explore intimacy intellectually. This is the house of sex and connecting with other people, like deep bonding. After the structured discipline of everything that Venus went through in your 6th, in the 7th house, this invites you to have this deeper connection and say, let's take the bond that we've made and take it to the next level. Now, on the very next day, on the April 25th, we're now going to have Uranus now move into the sign of Gemini. Now for you, this is absolutely major. Uranus officially moves into your 8th house, and it begins this long-term evolution around your shared finances and trust and power and control and vulnerability and transformation for you. Over the coming years, your relationship to power and intimacy and themes of who has it, where am I within it? This is the house of where you connect you invest in time, effort, or energy with other people. And so this could be digital, this could be tech-based income streams. Now, emotionally, you might be liberating yourself from old control patterns. This brings up themes of like healing, because this is the house of birth, death, rebirth, and the transformation. And so you could be looking at childhood themes. This for you is going to be really profound. And because April begins with that full moon in your 12th house, and then the 6th house of how do I restructure my day-to-day life, you are now going to be prepared for this. You are not diving into depth impulsively. You are entering into it consciously, willingly, and saying, I'm ready to pull back the bandage and let's take a look at this and heal. My friends, the deeper thread of April for you is about disciplined empowerment. The Libra full moon, that it released these hidden emotional weights that you've been carrying. The Aries stellium in your 6th house guided you to restructure your day-to-day life. The new moon, it helped you to plant these seeds for sustainable strength. When Uranus enters into your 8th house, it begins this long-term evolution for you in how do you share power financially and emotionally. You are not losing control with this. You are looking at it and asking yourself, how do I refine this? This is you becoming resilient. And resilience is a power that lasts. Some soulful advice for you is to rest before rebuilding. That full moon in your 12th house is going to ask you to stop and pause and look at self-care. Look to create routines that can help you to protect your energy. Address any relational shifts with curiosity rather than defensiveness. Easier said than done. Look to explore financial strategies thoughtfully, and trust that empowerment, it's going to be built daily for you. This is not going to be a flashy month. This is going to be one that you're going to be laying the foundation. And foundations, they determine longevity for you. A mantra for you for April can be, I release what drains me, and I am building strength through my conscious action, and I share power with wisdom and integrity. For my Scorpio friends, know that you are not being tested. You are being strengthened. And strength, when it's rooted in clarity, it becomes unshakable. So for my Scorpio friends, thank you for liking, sharing, hyping, and being part of this community. And I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below.